And we welcome you to the Intuit Dome here in Inglewood, California. We have the final game of the regular season, game number 82 for both the Golden State Warriors and the Los Angeles Clippers. I am Vinny from V-Dub Productions. It is the season finale of the 2025-2026 season playthrough. Regular season here, as you see Golden State at 49-32. They will host the play-in game, but we don't know whether it will be Dallas or Golden State. As we look at the starting lineups, we got Steph Curry, Buddy Hield, Moses Moody, Jimmy Butler, and Draymond Green. While for the Clippers, we have Harden, Beal, Bogdanovich, Leonard, and Collins at center here. The Warriors are playing just for a 50-win season, while the Clippers are not just playing for a 60-win season, but also for the number one overall seed in the Western Conference, as well as having home court throughout the entire playoffs, as Moses Moody will start off with the three. If the Clippers lose, they will have to wait and see their fate in the post-game ticker, because it seems like I think the Thunder will have the tiebreaker. Harden coming around with the bucket that's in there. It's 3-2. If anybody watched yesterday's video, I decided at the end to forego the injury report and just announce the game for my sign-off. I see Jimmy Butler. That is no good. Collins with the rebound. I see Kawhi Leonard with it. Leonard coming around with a bucket that's in there, and the Clippers are on top, 4-3. Kawhi averaging 22.2 points a game. Butler over to Hield. Hield back over to Moody. To Jimmy Butler. 10 on the shot clock. The Curry. That Moses Moody had 18 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 block in that game, in that game against the Sacramento Kings. The win that basically gave them the spot in the 7th spot in the play-in tournament. Beal coming around with it. There's a shot that's no good. Jimmy Butler grabbing the rebound here. But I did, as I mentioned yesterday, as you see, there's Steph Curry for 3. He's averaging 31.4 points away from Chase Center in San Francisco. But as I said, though, getting back on track, you see Beal for 3. No good. Green will have the rebound. When I announced the game yesterday that this was going to be the game, I also admitted that I went through some simulations for the meaningless games. Also, some of them happen to be they see Curry for 3. That is no good. Also happened that we had decided who was going to be the 10th seed in the Eastern Conference play-in tournament, and I will let you know at the end of the post-game ticker who that team is going to be, as Moses Moody called for the foul, as Kawhi Leonard's going to go to the line shooting 2.
At the line for Los Angeles, Kawhi Leonard, taking 2 shots.
Take a break. 2 shots.
Leonard will miss the first one. 9:07 to play in the first. And Leonard will miss both of them. Jimmy Butler with the rebound, as we're about 3 minutes into the first quarter. We got Steph Curry dishing it back over to the Butler. Butler with the shot up, no good. Bogdanovich will get the rebound. Leonard over to Harden. James Harden with the slam dunk. And we are tied at 6. We got Jimmy Butler crossing the half-court line. Butler had 18 points and 5 rebounds in their win against the Kings in their last game. Curry for 3. That's in there. No surprise there. He can shoot those threes. James Harden back over to Bogdanovich. Over to Harden. Harden for 3. That's in there, and we are tied at 9. It's over 4 minutes into the first quarter. We have the Chicago Bulls and the Dallas Mavericks. You see that score there. Again, that really is not meaningful at all because both of them were locked into there. Actually, for the Mavericks, that was a little more meaningful for them. As Jimmy Butler with the bucket there. There's a steal by Draymond Green. Jimmy Butler averaging 20 points a game. But you see Draymond Green has a steal there. Over to Butler. Back over to Curry. Curry for 3. That's in there. It's a 5-point lead for the Warriors now. Bradley Beal crossing the half-court line here to Kawhi Leonard. As we're over 5 minutes into the game here, Beal with the layup. It's 14-11. Again, as I said, this is game number 82 for both teams. Butler for 3, no good. Let's see, John Collins dishing it back over to Kawhi Leonard. Leonard with it. He's holding on to it here, 10 on the shot clock. Collins for 3. Oh, he was knocked down. I'm surprised the foul was not called. The refs like, play on. Healed for 3. No good. James Harden grabbing the rebound. So we got Jimmy Harden hitting the rebound there. Still has it. Harden with it. Harden coming around with a bucket. No good. Stephen Curry grabbing the rebound. Moody dishing it back over to Curry. Back over to Green. Green to Moody. Over to Jimmy Butler. 6 on the shot clock. Jimmy Butler with the layup. That's in there. Jimmy Butler with 18 points a game in 3 games against the Clippers. You see Leonard coming around. Draymond Green has it. Over to Moses Moody. Over to Butler. And that's going to be out of bounds, and that will be Clipper ball. The Warriors in assists per game this season, 5th with 29.3 assists a game. As we got substitutions out on the court now, let's see who will be in the game now. Moody's going to go to the bench. Kuminga, as I said, a player that was traded with Buddy Hield to the Atlanta Hawks just recently in real life, as we have Kawhi Leonard moving to the small forward, John Collins to the power forward position, while I think it's Brook Lopez into the game now for the Clippers. As I said, Kuminga and Hield are now a Hawk in real life, but because of how far I've fast-tracked this season, Kuminga and Hield will still be Warriors. Just like, as I said, Trae Young is still a Hawk in this universe. There is a tip that's going to be missed. That's going to go out of bounds, and the Warriors will retain possession with 14 on the shot clock. More substitutions here. Curry will stay in with Shake Milton, Gary Payton the second, Kuminga moving positions. Draymond staying in the game. The Shake Milton with the Warriors leading by 3. Over to Kuminga. Kuminga for 3. No good. Chris Dunn grabbing a rebound. I said the date of this release of this game will be on February 11th. I believe it is Wednesday, February 11th is when this comes out. As we see 3-pointer there, no good. Lopez with the rebound. Chris Dunn coming around. Layup, that's in there. And the Clippers are within 1. Looks like James Harden may have had the assist on that on that bucket. Curry for three. No good. Chris Dunn grabbing the rebound. I expect that Friday will be the first set of the play-in games because tomorrow we'll have the final look at the standings and the statistics and the leaders, and then we'll also have the season awards. We'll have the season awards and then the all NBA players, like the all NBA, all rookies, that stuff. We'll have that video out, and that's no good there. Collins will grab the rebound. Kawhi Leonard has it. So we got 2:44 to play in the first. Harden for three, no good. Draymond Green grabbing the rebound. Over to Shake Milton. Milton's coming around the layup. That's in there. 18-15. As we look at a couple of players on the Clippers scorers table looking to get into the game. And we'll have a foul called against John Collins, an illegal screen. We have substitutions here. Trace Jackson Davis is going to be on the court as Green and Curry are going to take a seat. And let's see here. We got Beal. We moved Derek Jones Jr. going into the game now. Kuminga still out on the court here as we're approaching 2:06 to play in the first. Curry for three. That's Seth Curry, the brother of Stephen Curry. He'll get a three-pointer in there. For the Warriors, it will be very interesting. Do they play their starters the entire way, or for a large amount of time? As you see, Leonard, there's a shot up. That's no good. Jackson Davis will grab the rebound as Seth Curry is still out there. Has it, gives it over to Kuminga. And it looks like, 3-second violation called against the Warriors. That will be Clipper ball. And the reason why I ask, do the Warriors play their starters a lot, is because they're not really playing for anything except a 50-win season. Jimmy Butler, though, coming back into the game. As Gary Payton II still out there. Beal with the shot. That is no good. Trace Jackson Davis with the rebound. So Seth Curry will hit a three-pointer there, and then he's back on the bench. Kuminga with it. Under a minute to play now in the first. Kuminga misses that one. 21-15. Phillips. Back over to Beal. 12 on the shot clock to Brook Lopez. Beal for three. That's in there. Bradley Beal. Three-point game now for the Warriors here. Kuminga coming around with the bucket.
Assist on Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy Butler with the assist. See Bradley Beal coming around. Beal, shoot it back over to Dunn, back to Jones Jr. here. Final seconds of the third, or the first, I should say. Over to Lopez. Lopez will get the shot up with 9/10 of a second. Butler will not get any shot off at all, and that will do it for the first quarter here. The Warriors leading the Clippers 23-20 in this season finale of the season playthrough regular season. You're watching the 2025-2026 season playthrough here on my channel. We'll be back to start the second. Get ready to start the second quarter here. It's 23-20. The Warriors on top here as Beal will take the inbound. Back over to Brook Lopez. Don't think either team called a timeout once in that first quarter. You see Lopez for three. That's in there, and we are tied at 23. Jimmy Butler with it. You got Dunn, Beal, Lopez, Phillips, and Jones Jr. out on the court for the Clips. Butler, I know, is out on there as Phillips will get the rebound. She hit back over to Beal, over to Jarek Jones Jr., and the Clippers are on top by 2. As I said, Payton the second, Milton. It looks like Jimmy Butler, Kuminga out on the court as Kuminga will make the shot no good, and Jackson Davis. That is your lineup set for the Warriors. And Steve Kerr not happy with that shot. Who can blame him? Chris Dunn for 3. No good. Jackson Davis will grab the rebound. Kuminga has it. Over to Butler. Butler for 3. That's in there. And the Warriors are on top by 1 again here as we're a minute and a half into the second quarter. This game coming to you from the Intuit Dome. I am Vinny from VW Productions on the call. If you like what you see, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the bell icon to receive notifications when these videos do come out. As you see, Gary Payton II with the rebound off the miss. And then also in the link in the description down below will be the link to my Cash App. Butler for 3, no good. It is not required for you to donate to enjoy my content, but it is very much appreciated for some extra support. But just liking this video and watching it and subscribing to my channel, that is support enough for me as well. Beal for 3, no good. Jackson Davis with it. As I said, this game, we're going to play through this game because there's still a lot at stake for the Clippers here. A win will give them the number 1 seed in the Western Conference as well as clinch the best record in the league. Meaning they'll have home court throughout the entire NBA playoffs. And we'll have a timeout. I believe that's the first of the game. 9:11 to play in the second. We'll be back. And now we know we have substitutions, but we look at Buddy Hield now, 14.4 points a game this season, but he has been on a slump, only averaging a little over 9 points a game the last 5 games. As I mentioned earlier, for the purposes of the season playthrough and how far I fast track, Hield and Kuminga are still Warriors in this universe. And Porzingis is still a Hawk in this universe. Bradley Beal for 3, and we are tied at 28. Timeout for the Warriors now. 8:52 to play in the second. We're going to take another timeout. And now we look at the substitutions coming out of the timeout here. Milton, as Stephen Curry is going to come back into the game. And for the Clippers, let's see what their lineup set is. And that's just going to be Kawhi Leonard coming back into the game. 8:52 to play in the second. Steph Curry with it. Curry for 3. No good. Bogdanovich will grab the rebound. They shoot it back over to Chris Dunn. And he'll lose it as Jonathan Kuminga with the steal. Over to Gary Payton II, over to Stephen Curry, I should say. Steph Curry with the bucket, and the Warriors are on top again. Keep forgetting Steph Curry is 30 and Seth Curry is 25. That's the problem when you have 2 brothers on the same team. Brook Lopez coming around. That is no good. Jackson Davis with the rebound. Curry over to Jackson Davis, back over to Payton. Payton back to Butler. Butler for 3, no good. Brook Lopez grabbing a rebound. Look at the Clippers averaging 44.1 rebounds per game. That's 25th in the league. 16 of them for the Clip tonight so far. See Bradley Beal coming around. Beal, that is in there, and we are tied at 30. The Warriors 12 of 29. The Clippers 13 of 27. And you see Stephen Curry coming around. Curry for a deep 2. That's in there. And we got Bradley Beal. 7 on the shot clock here. Beal back to Bogdanovich. Bogdanovich for 3, no good. Payton the second with the rebound. And there is an offensive charging foul called against Gary Payton the second. Draymond Green coming back into the game for Terrence Chet.
Substitution on the court.
And Hield coming back as well as Moody. And for the Clippers, let's see. James Harden back into the game. Bogdanovich for 3, no good. Stephen Curry with the rebound here. You see Kawhi Leonard had 13 points and 5 rebounds in the win against the Portland Trailblazers. There's the bucket right there. Kawhi Leonard with it. Give it over to James Harden, and James Harden for 3, and it's 33-32 Clippers as we're approaching the halfway point of the second quarter. Curry over to Hield. Hield, no good. James Harden has it. Back over to Bradley Beal. Beal dishing it over to Leonard. Leonard back over to Lopez. To Bogdanovich for 3, no good. That was in and out. Butler grabbing the rebound. Moses Moody with it. Over to Steph Curry. Steph Curry for 3, he nails it. Stephen Curry with 16 points and 7 of those here in the quarter. And the Warriors are on top by 2 again. Beal for 3. He nails it. Bradley Beal putting the Clippers on top by 3. Steph Curry for 3. Keep getting it. As I said, I hate the fact that both brothers have like very similar sounding names. You get them confused. Beal coming around over to Lopez. Lopez for 3. That's in there. And the Clippers are on top by 1 again. Got ourselves a little bit of a back and forth game now. Looking forward to seeing what the wall, you see that little fan section in the wall. There's Buddy Hield for 3. That's in there. And the Warriors are on top by 2. Looking to see how rambunctious the wall will be during the playoff time. The Clippers will start the playoffs at home. Well, as I said, they'll be the number 1 seed. They'll have at least the first 2 rounds at home. If they clinch the number 1 seed, as you see, he's going to go out of bounds. That'll be Clipper ball here. We look at league leaders and opponents a game. The least amount of points here, you have the Warriors and the Clippers at 4 and 5 in the bottom 5. As we got substitutions here. Kuminga out on the court. And let's see here. You got Bogdanovich, Leonard Jones Jr., and a timeout called by the Clippers. 3:53 to play in the second. We're going to take a timeout. The Warriors leading it by 2. And we are coming out of timeout here. You see Coach Ty Lue trying to get his team pumped. He's saying, hey, you know what? We got home court advantage throughout the playoffs coming up on the line here. As I said, a win will give the Clippers home court throughout the entire playoffs. That includes the NBA Finals. But if they lose, we have to find out what the post-game ticker does as far as the Oklahoma City game goes. Bogdanovich for 3, no good. Kuminga grabbing the rebound. Curry dishing it back over to Green, back over to the Kuminga. As I said, for purposes of this season playthrough, as I said, Kuminga and Hield are Warriors in this universe, and there's a slam dunk right there. We are tied at 41. Kawhi Leonard with the assist. I believe that could have been John Collins with the, as Draymond Green with the bucket. Buddy Hield with the assist there, and you see the Warriors shooting 46%. 3 minutes of play until halftime. Jimmy Harden. Harden back over to Derek. No, that was Derek Jones Jr. that had the slam dunk. Never mind. Bogdanovich for 3. That's in there, and the Clippers are on top by 1 again. Kuminga with a jumper. That's in there, and the Warriors retake the lead. Stephen Curry. Bogdanovich. Leonard for three. No good. Buddy Hield grabbing the rebound. Curry for three. That is in there. Steph Curry and the Warriors leading it by 4 with under 2 minutes to play until halftime. Is it over? As you see, there's a steal by Stephen Curry. To Moody. Moody for three. No good. Harden will grab the rebound. You got Kawhi Leonard back over to Brook Lopez to Harden. Harden for three. No good. Buddy Hield will grab the rebound. Get it over to Stephen Curry. Stephen Curry, that bucket's no good. James Harden will grab the rebound. See Kawhi Leonard with 17 on the shot clock. Bogdanovich with the layup. Look at the game summary it sees here. 12 lead changes, 6 ties. Timeout Warriors with 56.6 to play in the second. They lead it by 2. We're going to take a timeout. Coming out of timeout here, let's look at the Clipper lineup set here. Harden, Beal, Bogdanovich, Leonard, and Collins. So Collins is back on the court for the final minute, under a minute to play. Two-point lead for the Warriors here. As I said, they're just playing for a 50-win season. The Clippers have a little bit more at stake. They see Stephen Curry coming around. Curry, he's going to go to the line for 2 free throw shots here as Steve Kerr doesn't look like he's happy. I don't know why. His players coming to the line shooting 2. Shooting 2. Curry will hit the first one. Look at that with his mouthpiece. Very trademarking him with how he uses his mouthpiece here. He even threw one at the ref during the NBA Finals. He got fined $25,000 for that and ejected from the game as Curry hits them both. That was the year where the Warriors became a meme when they blew a 3-1 series lead in the NBA Finals. Leonard for three. That is no good. Making them the greatest regular season team ever, but not the greatest team ever. Over to Green. Green back over to Kuminga. Over to Moody. Moody for three. That's in there. Moses Moody putting the Warriors up by 7 here. Shot clock turned off here. So we got 19 to play here in the second. And there, Beal with a shot. That's in there. It's a 53-49 lead for the Clippers. Or for the Warriors here. And Curry will shoot the three. That is no good. And we are at the half. The Golden State Warriors leading the Clippers 53-49. I am Vinny from VDub Productions. You're watching the 2025-2026 season playthrough on VDub Productions channel. We are going to head into halftime report. We'll see you in the second half. We are getting ready to start the second half as the Warriors are up by 4 here. Stephen Curry with 24 points leading the way for the Warriors. And as I said, he shoots a lot of threes, and anybody who doesn't know that, well, you've been living under a rock, or you just don't watch the NBA in general. As Bogdanovich will hand it over to James Harden to start the third quarter here. Starting lineups for both teams out on the court to start the second half. It's usually how 2K does it. Harden for 3. That is in and out. Moody will grab the rebound. And we almost had a steal for a second there. Both teams actually shot 48% from the field, as you saw the little statistics there. As you see, Beal for 3. No good. Moody will grab the rebound here. The Warriors up by 6 now. And almost stolen there, but Curry was able to keep control of it over to Jimmy Butler here. 10 on the shot clock. Butler for 3. No good. James Harden grabbing the rebound. 1 minute into the third quarter. As I said, this is the season finale of the regular season of my season playthrough. We will have the play-in tournament starting Friday. The games are still yet to be determined here. But tomorrow we will have the final look at the league leaders, as there's a three-pointer there, and the Clippers are within 3. We will look at the league leaders, the top 10 for each percentage, for each relevant category. As you see Steph Curry with the bucket there, he has 26 in this game, as well as the final awards and the season awards. And then of course we're going to go through like the all NBA, all defensive teams, that stuff. Stephen Curry from a deep 3. That does not surprise me that he can hit a shot from that angle. I mean, what can't Curry do? I mean, he's a champion, he's an MVP. We're going to see him in the Naismith Hall of Fame in no time. Beal for 3, no good. Draymond Green grabbing a rebound there as Steph Curry with it. Warriors out rebound the Clippers 27-22. Butler misses that one. Now make it 27-23. Clippers trailing by 8 here. See Kawhi Leonard with it. Coming around. Leonard, no good. Collins will get the offensive rebound and the slam dunk. 6-point lead for the Warriors. And they're healed for 3. No good. James Harden grabbing a rebound. Over to Bradley Beal. Back over to Kawhi Leonard. Leonard dishing over to Collins. Collins for 3. No good. Draymond Green grabbing a rebound. Healed. Back over to Butler. Jimmy Butler with the slam dunk. 8-point lead again for the Warriors. Timeout Clippers. 8:21 to play in the third. We're going to take a timeout. And we're coming out of timeout here. We look at points off a turnover since the All-Star game. The top 5, you see the Clippers, number 5 at 6.5 points off of turnovers. As we look over here, the Clippers will inbound it. 8:21 to play, 20 to shoot on the shot clock. With the Clippers trailing by 8. Kawhi Leonard. There's from the Intuit Dome logo. That's no good. Buddy Hield will have it now for the Kawhi Leonard. Only 7 points on 3 of 10 shooting. He was the only All-Star, by the way, for the Clippers. That festivities took place in the Intuit Dome. Buddy Hield for 3. No good. John Collins grabbing a rebound. See James Harden with it. Over to Bogdanovich. Bogdanovich misses that one. Butler will grab the rebound. As we see Hield over for Butler. Stephen Curry. Coming around, dishes it over to, I believe that was Moses Moody there for three. He's actually hit a couple of big threes here. The Warriors are on a 10-2 run in the last 3+ minutes. 7:15 to play in the third. Beal coming around with it. No good. Beal again with the offensive rebound. Gives it over to Kawhi Leonard. Leonard with a jumper. That's in there. Kawhi Leonard. And the Warriors are on top by 9. 14 on the shot clock for Jimmy Butler. Butler coming around. No good. Kawhi Leonard with it. As you see Bradley Beal coming around, and it's a 7-point game. Curry for three. That's in there. Stephen Curry. And it's a 10-point Warrior lead again here as we're approaching the halfway point of the third quarter. Harden for three. That's in there, and the Clippers within 7. Look at James Harden averaging 23.7 points per game here at the Intuit Dome. Moses Moody holding on to it. Back over to Stephen Curry. Stephen Curry, what else is new? He can hit those deep threes here. Timeout Clippers. 5:42 to play in the third. We're going to take a timeout. We're looking at, there's going to be a new lineup set here. We look at Brook Lopez going from 2.5 point blocks a game down to only 1.1 block a game. So we got Lopez, Leonard. I believe James Harden still in there. Kawhi Leonard with the bucket. Love it. 8-point lead for the Warriors right now here, under 5.5 to play. Got Steph Curry, 9 on the shot clock. Curry with the bucket. That's no good. Harden will grab the offensive rebound, or defensive rebound. Why did I say offensive for? That's a mistake I keep making all the time by Kawhi Leonard. No mistake there. He has 13 in this game, and he's starting to heat up a little bit. Was the Clippers within 6 here? 14 on the shot clock with Moses Moody holding on to it. Over to Curry. Curry for three. That's in there. It's a 9-point lead. That's 38, I believe, for him. Oh, Lopez wasn't an alley-oop, but that would have been a good tip-in anyway. But that was a missed opportunity. They see Buddy Hield back over to Butler here. 13 on the shot clock. Butler, jumper. No good. Kawhi Leonard with it. Back over to Harden. Harden for three. That's in there. James Harden. Timeout Warriors. 3:59 to play in the third. The Warriors up by 6, but we're going to take a timeout. As we see the Warriors lineup set now here. Curry staying in the game. We got Milton Payton II, Kuminga, and Jackson Davis. The lineup set for the Warriors here as we are 3:59 to play in the third. Warriors up by 6. They see Stephen Curry with it. The only player still remaining on the court before the timeout for the Wubs. Shake Milton, and there's an illegal screen called against Curry. He's not too happy about that. Better calm down or a technical will be called against you. See Lopez and Hart inbounds it to Harden. Over to Leonard. Leonard for three. No good. Jackson Davis grabbing the rebound. See Curry dishing it back over to Milton. Over to Stephen Curry. Curry's going to come around, and that's a foul. Shooting foul. We didn't really see if anything. Nothing went in anyway, so it's going to be 2. But we saw a little glitch there. as Curry's there shooting 2 here. 3:27 to play in the third. The Warriors up by 6. And he'll make the first one. Stephen Curry, I believe, is now at 39 points in this game. And Curry will sink them both, so I believe he's now at 40. And we still have just a little under 3.5 to play in the third quarter. Bradley Beal holding on to it. Beal for 3. No good. Kuminga will grab the rebound. Then you got Steph Curry. They should back over to Gary Payton a second. Back over to Stephen Curry again. To Jackson Davis. Over to Kuminga. Kuminga to Curry. 7 on the shot clock. Over to Kuminga. Back over to Milton. Milton with the jumper. No good. Collins will grab the rebound. Got James Harden coming through. There's an alley-oop to Brook Lopez. Harden with the assist there. It's a 6-point game. 2.5 to play in the third. See Milton holding on to it right now. Curry from the Intuit Dome logo, and look at that. 3-point bucket there. Anybody really surprised he can make long-range threes? I'm not. We see James Harden with it. Coming around. And there's 2 minutes remaining here. We got Shake Milton. Back over to Stephen Curry. Over to Milton again. Milton. There's a jump shot. Just from right around the from the free throw line, but that's no good as Harden will have it. James Harden coming around with the layup. That's in there. 79-72. That's Stephen Curry back over to Jackson Davis. Davis back to Kuminga. Over to Curry. Curry for 3. No good. John Collins will get the rebound here as James Harden has it. 7-point lead. There's a 3-point attempt. No good. Jackson Davis with the rebound here. Final minute to play in the third. Shake Milton holding on to it. 10 on the shot clock. Milton for 3. No good. Kawhi Leonard grabbing the rebound. And Brook Lopez almost lost that. And he will lose it, as Steph Curry will grab it over to Milton. And that is a kickball violation against the Clippers, so the Warriors will retain possession with 18. Look at the lineup set to end the third quarter here. We got Milton, Payton, Kuminga. Jackson Davis, I know, is still in there. We look at Dunn, Beal, Bogdanovich, Jones Jr., and Lopez. And they're back over to Milton. 10 on the shot clock. 6 on the shot clock. 5 on the shot clock. Over to Craig. So Torrey Craig is into the game. That's no good here. Shot clock turned off. And we're almost done in the third here. Beal coming around. He'll get the shot up. That is no good, and that will do it for the third quarter. The Warriors leading the Clippers 79-72. We are down to the final quarter of this regular season in this season playthrough. We'll be back to start the fourth. Final quarter here in this regular season. We got State Farm assist of the game, and that goes to Buddy Hield. No, actually, that's not Buddy Hield. Buddy Hield got the assist of the assist. That goes to Jimmy Butler, actually, that gets the assist of the game. Shake Milton. We'll look at the lineup set in a second here. Jimmy Butler will get the shoot it, but no good. Jones Jr. will get the rebound. So we got Dunn, Bogdanovich, Lopez, Leonard, and Derek Jones Jr. And Kawhi Leonard with a deep 2. We get the first points of the fourth quarter here. It's a 5-point lead for the Warriors. Gets it in there. Butler will get the shot up, no good, but Trace Jackson-Davis with the offensive rebound. Butler with it again, 10 to shoot. Butler with the layup. That is in this time. Jimmy Butler with the 7, putting the Warriors on top by 7. Right up there. Let's see Kawhi Leonard with the 2. That's in there. Kawhi Leonard with 17 points. 8 of them in mid-range. It's simple for the Clippers. They win, they get the top seed in the Western Conference as well as the best record in the NBA, meaning they will have home court throughout the entire playoffs, including the NBA Finals. Butler coming around. That is in there. Jimmy Butler putting the Warriors up by 7 again. For the Warriors, they're only playing for a 50-win season because they will be the 7th seed. They will host the play-in tournament game, that 7-8 play-in tournament game. As you see Kawhi Leonard coming around with the bucket. We look at the game summary again. Once again, 12 lead changes 6 ties. As we're 2 minutes into the fourth quarter. Kuminga for 3. No good. Derrick Jones Jr. with the rebound. There's a shot up. That's in there. Bogdanovich. And by the way, I failed to mention that Zubac is out for a while. He's going to miss the first part of the playoffs. And they could use his presence right now on the boards. I mean, don't get me wrong, Lopez and Collins have done really well at center in his absence, but Zubac just crashes the boards all the time here. You see Chris Dunn with it. Chance to either get to within 1 or tie the game for the Clippers. 7 on the shot clock here. 3, 2. Leonard with it. He'll get the shot up. That is off the front rim. Gary Payton II will grab the rebound. Under 9 minutes to play here in the fourth. 83-80 Warriors on top. Could these be the final under 9 minutes of the regular season? And see Butler here. 4 on the shot clock to Kuminga. 2 on the shot clock. Payton for 3. That's in there. Gary Payton II. Huge three-pointer there. The Warriors up by 6. Under 8.5 to play. Leonard for 3. No good. Gary Payton II will grab the rebound. Over to Kuminga. Back over to Butler. Butler will have it in. It's 88-80. Jimmy Butler is 17 points. Kuminga will have the assist there. Leonard for 3. No good. Jimmy Butler grabbing the rebound. And there for Kuminga. Kuminga for 3. No good. Brook Lopez grabbing the rebound here. Trailing by 8. Get it over to Jones Jr. And that is a 3-second violation against the Clippers. And the ball going the other way to the Warriors here. Stephen Curry coming back into the game. Draymond Green also coming back into the game. And for the clip joint, as we have a timeout called by the Warriors here. 7:29 left to play in the fourth. The Warriors up by 8. We're going to take a timeout. Coming out of the timeout here, we have the Clippers trailing by 8. 7:29 to play in the fourth. As I said, for the Clippers, they come back and win this game. They're going to be the top team in the NBA. They'll have home court throughout the entire postseason, including the NBA Finals. Really nothing for the Warriors to play for except getting a 50-win season. Curry for 3. No good. Beal will have the rebound. Over to Bogdanovich. Bogdanovich with the slam dunk. As we got Stephen Curry. We get it over to Jimmy Butler. Back over to Curry. Curry for three. No good. Bradley Beal will grab the rebound. Here in the fourth quarter, 88-82. Over to Bogdanovich for three. That's in there. Clippers within three. Jimmy Butler holding on to it right now. Back to Curry. Curry for three. He misses that one, and Bradley Beal with the rebound. They could have a chance to tie the game up. It's been a while since we've seen a tie game. There's Derek Jones Jr., but now Harden for three off the back iron. Green will grab the rebound. Baseball pass to Curry. Curry with 17 on the shot clock. Initiative over to Butler, feeding Payton the second. Over to Green, feeding Butler again. Back to Kuminga, to Curry. 5 on the shot clock. Curry for three. That's in there. Ice cold veins by Stephen Curry. 91-85. Warriors on top. Harden looking to want to come around here. He will give it to Derek Jones Jr. He'll shoot the three. No good. Gary Payton the second grabbing the rebound. Over to Butler. Butler. That's in there. Jimmy Butler putting the Warriors up by 8. He has 19 points in this game. A lot better performance, like consistent-wise, than he did in that game against the Rockets. As Harden is going to go to the line shooting two. Second foul against Stephen Curry. Got 5:02 to play in the fourth. Curry with a chance to Harden with a chance to cut the deficit to 6. If you like what you see, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. As Harden will make the first one. And we got substitutions coming out onto the court. Kuminga and Payton the second going to the bench. Hield and Moody coming back into the game. And for the clip joint, we have Kawhi Leonard back into the game. But I said, if you like this, if you like what you see, hit the like and subscribe button. Hit the bell icon to receive notifications when these videos do come out. As we're heading down to the fun part of the season, we start the play-in tournament, I believe, on Friday, maybe Saturday here. And there's a reach-in foul called against Kawhi Leonard. That's his first personal foul and the first team foul called against the Clippers here. 4:53 to play in the fourth. For the Warriors, it's just a matter, are they going to reach 50 wins? For the Clippers, a win will give them, as I said, the best record in the league, and they will have home court throughout the entire playoffs, including the NBA Finals. Still plenty of time for the Clippers to come back. As Kawhi Leonard, that was Harden, he misses that one. See Stephen Curry here, 4:20 to play for the Warriors. Draymond Green dishing it back over to Butler. Back over to Curry. Curry for three. And what else is new? Again, ice cold three. Single game. Klay Thompson had 14 three-pointers in the game, and now he has 13 in this game. Harden for three. No good. So one more three-pointer by Stephen Curry will tie the single game record for the Warrior franchise. Butler with it. And he's going to be fouled. Kawhi Leonard will get called for his second personal foul, second team foul. Shooting two for Jimmy Butler. Jimmy buckets at the line with the Warriors up by 9 right now. Look at that, 80 points off of assist. And the Warriors have made 20 three-pointers, 13 of them by Curry. As Butler does miss the first one. Let's see how he does for the second. He will sink the second one. It's a 10-point lead for the Warriors. As I said, the Clippers will start the playoffs at home. regardless of how the results of this game turns out, as well as the OKC Thunder. But now, here's the question. Will they have a potential series against the Thunder in the Western Conference Finals? Will that be home court for them if it's a Game 7, or will they be in Oklahoma City for a Game 7 if they go to a Game 7 in the Western Conference Finals in the potential series with the Thunder, as the Clippers will call a timeout? 2:56 to play. The Warriors on top by 12 will take a timeout. As we are coming out of the break here, the final 2:56 to play in the fourth quarter. The Warriors leading it by 12. Could be possibly the final 2:56 left of the regular season, as it is game 82 for both teams. All 30 teams in action on this day on Sunday, April 12th, 2026. As we see Bradley Beal with it. Beal coming around with the layup. That's in there. And they have a really quirk in the schedule here, because Friday the 10th, all 30 teams played, and then there's no games at all on the 11th. And, of course, all 30 teams are playing in the season finale day. I think that's what they like to do. As Stephen Curry ties a... No, that... Was that Stephen Curry there? I don't know. He might have tied the franchise record. I could be wrong. Either way, it's a three-pointer, 13-point lead. Bradley Beal with 22 points in this game. You see Buddy Hield with it. See Curry. Curry for another deep three. No good. Kawhi Leonard with the rebound. 102-91. Warriors on top. Under 2 minutes to play. They see Leonard for three. Leonard brings the Clippers to within 8. 1:45 to play. He over to Curry. And he's going to go to the line shooting two, as James Harden called for his third personal foul.
Shooting for Golden State, Stephen Curry.
Stephen Curry here. Look at that. As I said, he likes to have that mouthpiece showing all the damn time. As I mentioned earlier, remember, he threw one at the referee, as Curry will make the first one there. He threw one at referee towards the end of Game 6 of the NBA Finals in 2016. He was ejected and fined $25,000. And Steve Kerr was also fined the same amount by criticizing the officials in that game, as Curry will hit them both. I think he's probably around the 50-point mark now, or surpassed it. I see Bradley Beal with it, coming around. Beal, no good. Buddy Hield will grab the rebound. 1:18 to play in the fourth. Curry for three. No good. Bogdanovich will grab the rebound here. Is it back over to Leonard? Leonard will step out of bounds, and the Warriors will get possession. Ty Lue not happy, and don't blame him either. Jimmy Butler will inbound it to Stephen Curry. Crossing the half-court line to Moody. We will be seeing these same Warriors this upcoming weekend as they host either San Antonio or Dallas here, as Jimmy Butler, 24 points. I guarantee you 15 of those points did not come in the fourth quarter like the last time. And it had been spread out here as Harden for three. It's a 9-point game. Get it over to Jimmy Butler. Butler back over to Stephen Curry. Curry for three. That's in there. Stephen Curry now he's officially tied the single game record for the Warriors. So I'm not sure who hit that three earlier, as Kawhi Leonard there for 2 points. And that's going to do it. The Warriors will get their 50th win of the season, going to finish in the season at 50-32. They'll await Dallas or San Antonio in the play-in tournament, and for the And for the Los Angeles Clippers, they will finish the regular season at 59-33, and will have to await the post-game ticker to see the results, to see how they do, whether they will get home court or they will be the number 2 seed in the Western Conference playoffs. Either way, they'll be tied at least for the best record in the league, but it looks like the Oklahoma City Thunder, if they win their game, will win the tiebreaker. But stay tuned, everybody. We are not done yet. Post-game player stats, starting off with the Los Angeles Clippers. They're led by Bradley Beal, 24 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists. James Harden with 23 points, 7 rebounds, and 2 assists. Kawhi Leonard, 22 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists. Bogdan Bogdanović with 12 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. Brook Lopez, 10 points, 4 rebounds, and an assist. Derek Jones Jr., 4 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, followed by John Collins with 2 points and 10 rebounds, 1 assist. Chris Dunn with 2 points, 2 rebounds, and an assist. Julian Phillips only had 3 rebounds. Kobe Brown, Jevin Carter, Yannick Niederhauser, Cam Christie did not play for the Los Angeles Clippers. And now for the victorious Golden State Warriors, the player of the game belongs to Stephen Curry, and I don't blame him. He had 54 points with 3 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal, and a block to go with it. Jimmy Butler with 24 points, 9 rebounds, 9 assists, just shy of a triple-double. Moses Moody with 12 points and 2 rebounds and 4 assists, followed by Buddy Hield, the now IRL former Warrior, 5 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, with Jonathan Kuminga also joining Buddy Hield as an IRL former Warrior. 4 points, 3 rebounds, 6 assists, and a steal. Gary Payton II with 3 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal. Seth Curry, the brother of Stephen Curry, had 3-pointers in his 1 minute of play. Draymond Green, 2 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals. Shake Milton had 2 points and 1 assist. We got Trace Jackson Davis, only had 8 rebounds in the game. Torrey Craig, no stats in the 1 minute of play that he had. Quentin Post, Guy Santos did not play for the Golden State Warriors. And that will do it for the final time for player statistics for the regular season. And stay tuned for one last regular season post-game ticker coming right up. Now time to look at in a different way now the post-game ticker here. We saw that the Warriors defeated the Clippers 109-99, and the Clippers though will get the number 1 seed in the NBA playoffs because the Oklahoma City fell to the Phoenix Suns 137-102. So that means the Clippers will be 1, the Thunder are 2. The Rockets still, as I said, they fell to the Grizzlies, but it didn't really matter anyway because they were going to get the 3 seed. The Timberwolves will get the 4 seed. They win 134-107 over the New Orleans Pelicans. That's despite the Los Angeles Lakers 134-128 winners over the Utah Jazz. So the Minnesota Timberwolves will win the tiebreaker, and the Lakers will start. They will face the Lakers in Minnesota to start off the playoffs. The Denver Nuggets fell to the San Antonio Spurs 122-117. As I said, the Warriors are going to the play-in tournament. They were going to be the 7th seed regardless of the results, but they will host the Dallas Mavericks because the Dallas Mavericks did get a 123-103 win over the Chicago Bulls. The Spurs did defeat the Nuggets 122-117, but the Mavericks did win the tiebreaker. Let's go back. Yeah, they did win the tiebreaker to get the 7th seed, to get the 8th seed, I should say. And the Spurs will get the 9th seed. They will host the Phoenix Suns. As I said, they got that win there. The Kings will finish the season with a winning record. Unlike in real life, they will get a winning record, though. They finished the season off 42-40 with a win over the Portland Trailblazers. As I mentioned, the Pelicans fell to the Timberwolves And the Grizzlies fell to the Grizzlies defeated the Rockets, but they finished the season at 37-45. The Portland Trailblazers will finish the season at 29-53 with that loss to the Kings. And the Utah Jazz, their dismal season came to an end. 13-69 is their final record. And now we're going to go look at the Eastern Conference set of games. The Knicks will defeat the Hornets 135-102. So the Knicks will finish one game back of the Clippers for the best record in the league. I'm not sure how it will work out between them and if them and the Oklahoma City Thunder, though, end up playing in the NBA Finals, who would have home court between the Knicks and the Thunder. The Hawks 117-103 winners over the Miami Heat. Really didn't matter for the Hawks, but we'll get back to it with the Miami Heat to see how that turns out. The Bulls lost to the Mavericks, but that was meaningless. They were going to be the 3 seed. The Milwaukee Bucks finished the season at 45-37. They defeat the Sixers with a 135-113 win. They were going to be the 4 seed anyway. The Pacers will be the 5 seed. They did lose to the Pistons 113-104, and that result will matter for the Pistons because we'll show you why in a few minutes. The Orlando Magic 137-122 winners over the Boston Celtics, so they do finish the season at 500, and they will be the 6th seed taking on the Chicago Bulls in the first round. The Detroit Pistons will finish as the 7th seed, and they will host the Miami Heat at 38-44. The Heat actually had the tiebreaker going into the season finale, but as I said, a Pistons win and the Heat loss is the reason why the Pistons will host the Heat in the 7-8 game. Either way, the winner of that one will be the 7th seed in the Eastern Conference and will take on the Atlanta Hawks, while the loser will have to await the winner of Cleveland Cavaliers, who finished the season at 35-47, went 1-9 in their final 10 games in the regular season. They really limped towards the end, but they got a 128-97 win over the Wizards, effectively eliminating the Wizards from any contention in the play-in. And so the Toronto Raptors, despite the loss and going 3-7 in their final 10 games, will play the Cleveland Cavaliers in that 9-10 matchup. The Cavs and the Raptors will have to win 2 games just to even get the 8th seed and the privilege to take on the New York Knicks in the first round of the Eastern Conference playoffs. And the Wizards just fell short of the play-in tournament. They finished the season at 29-53, losing their final 4 games. And by the way, as I said, the Raptors limped in as well because the Wizards had plenty of opportunities to try to catch up, and they did not. So the Wizards will finish 11th. The Sixers will finish at 27-55, 135-113 loss to the Milwaukee Bucks. And as I said, the Celtics lost to the Magic to end their season. They finished the season at 25-57, finishing 13th in the Eastern Conference. The Hornets finished the season at 23-59 with a 135-102 loss to the Knicks. And the Brooklyn Nets finished the season off at 17-65. But they do get a win over the Raptors because the Raptors backed themselves into that 10th seed. So the Nets will finish with the second worst record in the league and the worst record in the Eastern Conference. But they do win, end the season off on a good note. And that is the post-game final weird version of the post-game ticker, but that is your standings as well. And this will be it, guys. We're done with the regular season. This is the playoff tree right now. We're going to start off, though, on Friday with the Golden State Warriors and the Dallas Mavericks, followed by the San Antonio and the Phoenix Suns. Those will be a game on Friday, and then we'll have the 2 playing games on Saturday in the Eastern Conference, Detroit and Miami, followed by Cleveland and Toronto. Stay tuned for my Stay updated on my community tab, as I said. As I think the Golden State Warriors and Mavericks game will be at 3 p.m. Eastern, and at 7 p.m. Eastern will be the Suns and the Spurs game. As I said, the winner of Dallas and Golden State will take on the Oklahoma City Thunder, and then the loser will await the winner of the Suns and the Phoenix Suns and the Spurs, and the winner of that one will have the privilege of taking on the LA Clippers. And we go back here, as I mentioned, Detroit and Miami. The winner of that one will be the 7th seed, and they'll take on the Atlanta Hawks, while the loser will await the winner of Cleveland and Toronto. And then the winner of that one will have the privilege of taking on the New York Knicks in the first round. And that's going to do it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like and comment. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell to receive notifications when these videos do come out. And also, there is a link to my Cash App in the description down below. Remember, it is not required for you to donate to my Cash App to enjoy my content. It's just to show an extra appreciation and support of this channel. And with that, remind you guys, the final score of the game, the Golden State Warriors win 109-99. They get their 50th win of the season. However, even despite the loss, the Los Angeles Clippers will still get the number 1 seed in the Western Conference, as well as the entire NBA playoffs, thanks to Oklahoma City losing their final game of the regular season. We don't forget, tomorrow we will have the final look in for the statistics, and then, of course, going over the final season awards, as well as the final season awards, as well as the actual postseason awards. And with that, I am Vinny from VDub Productions, and I am signing off.